So in this video, we're going to talk about transition metals or ionic bonds with transition metals. Your topic is transition metals. Your goal is I can name and write ionic compounds that have transition metals. So ionic compounds containing transition metals. Many transition metals have more than one ionic possibility, or basically that's saying it can have more than one charge just depending on where it's found, what it's bonded with. So that's why we can't just look at the periodic table and figure out what the charge is. So when naming these ions, you must include the Roman numeral that equals the charge of the ion. We don't have to put the plus sign in front of the Roman numeral because all transition metals have a positive charge. Besides this, we will name it and make the compound just like we did the others, where we found the charge and then we crisscross them to make our compound. Now, since these can have more than one charge, I will give you the charge of the transition metal so you know what you need to crisscross and what would be the Roman numeral. So we're going to do some of those examples together. So practice. Iron 2 chloride. This is the Roman numeral for 2. If you are given this, whatever the Roman numeral is, that's the charge for your transition metal. So iron, if we look at the periodic table, is a transition metal. It's here in the middle, and the symbol is Fe. So we'll put Fe. It's going to have a +2 charge because of the Roman numeral right there. So +2. And then chloride. So we'll look at the periodic table. We'll find chloride or chlorine. And it's right there. So that has a -1 charge. So Cl has a -1 charge. So we're going to crisscross those. That 2 is going to go to the Cl. That 1 is going to go to Fe. So that would be FeCl2. So the reason why that has a 2, it got the 2 from the Fe, and then the Fe doesn't have 1 because it got the 1 from the Cl. All right, so let's do the other example. Chromium 3 fluoride. Well, this has a Roman numeral of 3, so we know chromium's charge is going to be 3. So let's look at the periodic table. Where is chromium? Right there, Cr. So Cr has a +3 charge because it has the 3 in Roman numerals. And then fluoride is fluorine. And if we look at the periodic table, it's in this column right here, which has a -1 charge. So the 3 will go with the F. The 1 goes with the Cr. So when we crisscross those, that give us CrF3. Okay, so here how we name them. I will give you the charge of the compound. So here CuO, and I tell you Cu has a +2 charge. So first we need to figure out what element Cu is. So you find Cu, and that is copper. So we'll just type out copper. Now since it is a transition metal, we need to put that charge in Roman numerals, just like that. I put a 2 because it has a +2 charge. Now, O, the second element always has to end in IDE, and O is oxygen. So since it has to end in IDE, that would be oxide. Okay, to name the next part, Fe. Let's find that on our periodic table. Fe is right here, which is iron. So we'll put iron. We will put the Roman numeral for 3, which is just 3 lines, because it has a charge of 3. We only put Roman numerals on the transition metal compounds. Okay, now Cl is chlorine, but it needs to end in IDE since it's the second element. So that would be chloride. So that's how you name ionic compounds that have transition metals. You'll use these examples to help you figure out what needs to go in these blanks right here, which that should say transition metal practice. Now, if there is right here, CN, that is a poly. So you will click here for the poly list to get the name for CN. And hydroxide is a poly. So you'll need to click that list to figure out the name for hydroxide, just like we did in the last section, but you're combining that and the transition metal. So if you are not sure what to do for that, or if you want me to just check your answers and make sure you're on the right page or that you're understanding what's going on, email me and I'll be happy to help you.